Welcome to Feature Friday. Woo! Today, I thought we'd talk about, I think there's a lot of the stuff that we've done recently has been centered around products, and specifically Amazon, but it's not limited to Amazon. But I wanted to show you several things we have for that. Whether First of all, if you're not in selling on Amazon or have an affiliate and that kind of stuff, I think you can use some of this stuff for other things. And I just want to show you how it works. We're going to start over in copy packs, and then we'll come back over to the digital product maker and show you two things there. And yes, I am recording from the looks of things, but it's Friday.
Well, somebody is. I just want to make sure you were so you could repost it in the group.
Yeah, I did. I should be. Yes. Let me I'm going to stop my share just to double check. I feel like I did that. Yes, I did. All right, cool. All right, let's go over to, I wanted to start here because I had a question yesterday, which was a totally legitimate question. I didn't realize how confusing this was. But if you are in your dashboard and you're like, hey, I want to go over to copy packs. So let's click up here. And you get over there and you're like, have already been in copy packs before. Oh, my computer. I swear I'm on the right. I am on the right network here. I'm going to stop my share for just a second because it will speed up my computer. I've been making images, so like everything on my computer is at full resource. Um, All right, here we go. All right, so I just clicked on that copy packs button up at the top. And when I come here, I'm like, wait, where's my prompt thing? You want to go back to the home button. So then you can come in here and start from scratch. What we're going to do specifically today is talk about the product stuff. And some of you may remember we did roll this out quite a while ago, but even I had forgotten about some of the things that we had done that it does. So what I'm going to do is we're selling a rubber duck today. We're going to go into products and programs, and we're going to come into the product title and description mixer. And then you're going to tell what you're selling in, it says one word, but I've never been able to do it in one word. So we lie to you. You can use two words or three words. So what it's going to do here, and this was specifically crafted by somebody who does product descriptions titles on Amazon, which is very search heavy. So it's really good to look at this. Even if you're not selling on Amazon, you might get some ideas for keywords, SEO, searchability for whatever platform. I know several of you use this over on Etsy and stuff like that, because what it will do is it will push you into remembering that there's other things than what you would just describe it in yourself by yourself. So it's going to say, okay, here's a rubber duck. And then it say perfect for toddler. It's going to choose what that is, but you can override it. So I'm approving people's messages here. So let's say it's perfect for parents because we really aren't selling directly to a toddler and we don't want to send them to the bathtub with the rubber duck by themselves anyway. So then over here, and you can see one of the reasons why I wanted to remind you of this is a little bit different than the other copy packs in that you are inputting things into it instead of just taking from it. So we're going to say this is yellow. And it floats, it squeaks, and it's waterproof. But you could go back and change this. So based on this, it comes up, it pulls some common keywords that you can then say yes or no to. So is it rubber? Yeah. Is it a duck? Yeah. Is it a bathtub? Yeah. Squeaky, yellow, toy, floats, bath time, And you can see every time I click something, it changes these three product titles. Nostalgic, classic, quack. That's fun. So what you could do is if you're like creating a title, is you could go in. What I have done in the past is just opened up a sheet of paper, like that would just be kind of your title scratch pad, and pull some of these different things in until you find, hey, this one really works. Like classic waterproof of yellow rubber duck, loved by every parent. It squeaks, it floats. You know, going in and picking what you want. It's waterproof, it's lightweight, it's playtime. Let's take away the toy word, you know, that kind of thing. And so you see each time you go in there, it's gonna remix that title. It's actually mixing in live in real time. All right. So that's the product title mixer. Let's go into the product description mixer. So it knows the information that we just did with the title stuff. And what it's going to do here is you're going to add, you want kind of your description needs to be threefold. You need to have some sort of energized information. You have to they have to understand it to buy it. A confused buyer never buys. And then you have to have a call to action. So that's why we have these three columns. Now, rubber ducks probably do not need as much explanation as if maybe you're selling something that needs to be put together or that, you know, needs to be explained in some way. So on a rubber duck side, I may be able to get away with multiple of the happy and upbeat situations, and less of the educational stuff. I feel like stress relief may not. Well, I mean, I guess if you're using it in your own bathroom, I do have a rubber duck in my bathtub. So, and then unleash your inner child. So I'm just going to grab several of these, and you can click more than 3 if you want to. And then what you're going to do is go into that product description, which is a third tab that opens up with that one button that we pushed 2 screens ago. And then here you have your short description, long description, and a bunch of product tabs based on what we just did on the previous 2 pages. So you can see, you could go back to the page 1, page 2, switch things around, come back and see things here, or go back to the original page on the home page, or go back up to, I want more copy packs, to start over again with a different product. But it's just something that a lot of you probably haven't used real recently. So I just wanted to remind you it's here, because even if you're talking about a program you're putting out there, or maybe a book or something like that, that really getting granular about the 3 stages of like, hey, they need to have, you know, some relatability to the product. They need to have the information about the product, and they need to have that call to action. This can be really cool, even if you're creating like a call to action in the bottom of an email, or maybe that you're putting a social post together that you want those 3 parts together. Maybe you want to add some of this to a sales page or something like that. So this just goes in a little bit more depth than some of the other pages that you probably are frequently using. Does anyone have any questions about this before we go on?
Holly,
It also work, wouldn't it, for if we had books that we wanted to on KDP that we want to make sure we're describing them correctly?
Yeah, I think it would be really, in fact, I would, because this was specifically with Amazon in mind, I think it might be a really good idea, because what I suspect is a lot of the book publishers are not thinking as SEO-wise as the traditional, you know, things on Amazon, which they have to get competitive. So I would definitely try that out.
Thank you.
Yeah, Melanie. I grabbed you as soon as you picked up that coffee cup.
I arrived late. What button did you push to start the sequence?
Yeah, let's go that, because so if you come to copy packs and you see this and you're like, well, I don't even know what to run. What you're going to do is hit the home button, and it's going to take you back to the home button. And this is where you're going to say, tell us about your program. So I put rubber duck. And then because this is a product description, it's under products and programs. And then I did the product title and description mixer right there. And then when you push that, this additional number 4 will pop up that makes you get a little bit more specific about your product. And that's when I put rubber duck in. That's a great question, Melanie. Thank you for that.
One more quick one.
Sure.
Is there a limit to what you can put in that first box?
The first
Number
box
one.
up here.
Yep.
Yeah, well, yes and no. So you're going to want to weight it so that let me start over again. It's going to be better with a shorter description.
Okay.
Just because the way that, remember this is one prompt, and then we're running a ton of other prompts behind the scenes that is filling in the gaps. So the more concise that you can get on this, the better off you're going to be. And knowing Rachel, it probably has a character cut off at some point. Now I'll type in the book and then go back and say, oh, I could have gotten a little more concise about it. But she's the one that did a lot of this coding. So in just knowing her, the more concise you can be, the better. I will say down here that it says in one word. I've never been able to be that concise, and it's okay. I think as long as you're under 20 characters, you're going to be fine on that part.
Oh, on the one word part?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like,
I was going to
we could say for toddlers, bath time, tub fun. That would be totally fine. It would and in fact, one of the things that I encourage you to do is if you're really writing a description for this rubber duck, is go ahead and start with the one you think would do the best. But then if you're not getting the results that you want, or you're like, hey, let me try it one more time with something a little bit different, then you're going to see in real time what your prompts will change things. And I would say that even outside of the product descriptor is come back and run a little bit different variation, because sometimes if you're not getting the results you want, it's because the AI does not understand what you're wanting. And so changing the way you describe it or change, and this is really obvious when it comes to like those of you who are, and I'm looking at Cynthia here, who are writing from like a faith-based program or something like that, that might be Bible-based. Well, you know how some of like a word spiritual could mean something very different to a witch than it would to somebody in the Bible. I guess there is witches in the Bible, but you know what I'm saying is that there's some words that AI does not understand unless it's put into specific context. So don't be afraid if you're like, this just seems very vague. And by the way, AI, when it doesn't know, gets really vague. So like, because it's like, it wants to please you. And so it's going to get really vague versus really specific. So if you're not getting specific enough things, go back and re-describe what you're doing. So I love that question.
Thank you.
Cynthia.
Well, thank you, Melanie. You and I are apparently on the same wavelength, because the first question I wanted to ask, she asked. Then the second question she asked. Now I'm on to the third question. So maybe this will take it even further. I used this yesterday. And I got really frustrated. No, it didn't work for me.
Okay.
I've never been able to make this work. But every once in a while, I'll run in here and try and make it work, because I think, well, maybe they changed something. You never know.
Yeah.
But where I got stuck is the top part. Janine's helped me with prompting. So
yeah.
I'm pretty good with that sequence. But down on the bottom, scroll down on your desk. Sorry, not trying to be bossy, but I am. For, in one word, tell us what you're selling. I took that literal and tried to do the one third word. So, what would you write here? Let's try something that's a little bit not as obvious as rubber duck.
Okay. Like, what were you doing yesterday?
To tell you the truth, I don't know. I think I'm getting ready to open up something new. It's called it's Believer's House for Women. It's a community for Christian women.
And is it
it's all about growth? Yeah.
For Christian women
to grow. Just put to grow. Yeah. That's pretty vague, but just write grow
and learn together. How about that?
Yeah, you can't write spiritually because you get a bunch of other things.
You're going to get all sorts of crazy stuff. All right. So then let's do a faith community. Let's just try it. I have no idea.
Yeah, this is just, just seeing how it works.
And then,
'Cause I could
by
get
the
through it.
way, that second that and I don't know what time they did a bunch of work on this yesterday. So I'm hoping that one of the reasons why it wasn't working for you is because you hit it before they fixed it yesterday.
Yeah, see, I couldn't even get into those boxes and change it. So maybe
Okay,
I was
yeah.
working
So
it when
this
they were
is
doing it.
you like, and full disclosure, the reason why it even came to mind is because they did some upgrades on it yesterday.
Okay.
So I'm making a faith community perfect for Sarah. That I don't know. For me, I'm gonna say perfect for Christian
Women, yeah.
women.
Yeah.
And then this is where you can get really specific about some of the things. So say like you know,
Because I got confused with teal and orange. I'm like, what? I don't get it.
yeah.
I need
So
it really simple apparently lately.
yeah, and so what I want you to think about in these boxes is like what is the main thing is going to go up here. Like what is like so let's just say you're doing an in-person workshop.
Yep.
And then then it's going to say you're going to have Christian fellowship. You're going to have friends and fun. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. You're going to read the Bible.
Yeah.
All right. So you see, we can tell that we did a pretty good job by the fact that a lot of these words actually fit.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So beliefs, community. So remember, this is also a clue. Anytime you're doing search engine optimization, by the way, which sounds like a scary way of just being found for what people are actually searching, is that there's a context around the keywords that you want to be really careful about. So if we came in here and we saw a lot of, like, for instance, witchcraft words, or another thing that you might run into is like essential oils. And I know that sounds crazy, but a lot of the stuff is going to be, even though those are completely different things. If we came in here and we saw like lavender and then we would
That's
know
actually very
off base.
true, because I have a reel thing that I set up some perimeters and it's been making reels for me, and I liked it. I was trusting it, but then so I put, just post them. Well, I got one yesterday about aromatherapy, and I was like, what?
Yes.
So
yes.
That's exactly true.
And you might be like, and you might get into meditation, which of course you could go meditation. And there's a lot of crossover that we don't think about. And that's one of the reasons why the context, what I always say when I teach search engine optimization is that you should be able to take out your main keywords and the search engine still find you because the context is so strong around it. And in fact, I have blog posts that are ranking for keywords that are not even in the blog post because the context around it is so well. So when you look at this page, if you look at the context and you're like, okay, support, compassion, inclusivity, spiritual celebration, guidance, prayer, unity, like this, we did really well with this. And so this gives us a clue that whatever we're going to see on the next page is going to be probably decent results as well.
Okay, so the describe its primary materials or size and the describes its color or theme, that is not what you're asking for. Those are a little bit.
So remember, this specifically was written for an Amazon product title and description. So you're in effect hacking it for a program.
Okay.
So remember in the old days of Pagewheel when everything was a hack?
Yep.
So you're going to channel your inner hacker, your AI hacker. How does that?
So is it safe to say the first one could be what it is, and then the next three are benefits?
Yeah. So I would definitely say, like, whatever the primary feature would be like, this is the primary feature. These are supporting features is how I would try to like that. So benefits, it could be details. Like if you were saying, like a continuity program where you're meeting once a week for prayer, I might put that in there, something like that. So,
thank you. That's very clear. Now I'll watch with my eyes open as you go on. So
all right. So we are going to do the description mixer now. So let's do some Encouragement.
Wait a minute. How did you get out of there and how did you get to where you were? Was that just the
Okay.
next choice?
So right
But
now
are you
we're on
showing
the
your
product
screen?
title. Okay.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go to the product description mixer, which is
Okay.
next to it. Because when you push that button, you're going to get 3 screens to open up.
Okay, I didn't know that part.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the first one is the
Oh,
product
okay.
title. The second is you have to do this one before the next one appears. Yeah. So let's do this one. Our product has, and our faith community is perfect for, and let's do 2 of these just for fun. All right. So once we've put, you have to choose at least 3 of these on this page, by the way. And then we're going to go up here and you're going to see the product description. And it's going to kind of pull in. This is what was not working, by the way, yesterday. But you can see it's pulling in from the other page. So the hack to not seeing this page is to just use the other page and do it manually. But this is much nicer because it pulls it all into one place and then you can just copy and paste it into some place and then edit it.
Perfect. I never got to this part because I couldn't get past that first page.
Yeah,
So that I'm going to work. I'll use this today. Thank you.
I love at the bottom of the first one where it says perfect for Christian women's. All the women's.
I mean, plural.
All the women's.
All the women's, not just some of the women.
That's a super spiritual thing when you're a women's. You got to get to a certain maturity in the Lord before you can be a women's.
Yeah. So I like that KJ, Christian women, homeschoolers, and essential oils. I'll raise my hand for all of the above on that one.
That's right.
I don't know how the essential oils got thrown in there, but they did, and they're good. I'm just scrolling back through the questions before. Anything
That's because
else?
AI can hear everything.
Anything else on this page before we go to the other side?
This kind of recording, when you post it inside of the Pagewheel group, this is a great kind of recording that and I don't think we can download out of groups, can we? Like we can't download this video because
it's gonna be on YouTube. All of the ones in the Pagewheel group are on YouTube, and then also in Learn on the replays page.
Okay, perfect. Because what I'm trying to, and correct me if this is not okay. What I'm trying to do is sort of come up with a flow, if you will, for somebody joins one of my memberships, whether it's basic or VIP, and they're going to get something that I keep updated that is like 10 or 12 lessons. And, I'm going to put it in a delivery page and, just here's the things that you want to start watching. And especially for the basic memberships where they're kind of DIY, but I'm still going back and doing a little more than DIY with the basic people because they're going to turn faster if I don't help them.
That's true. So, and yes, you can grab them from us at anything that we have, you guys can use and reuse and repurpose. And I don't care if you figure out how to download it and change it. I'm good. We're good with that. We put them out there to help you and to help your community. And if you totally hack it and put it on the internet, like I'm going to applaud it. I do not care. Like that's why we put it out there.
That's how, in my opinion anyway, that's how there's a singing group called Straight No Chaser. Honestly, I think that's one of the reasons why they got so big so fast. At every concert, they were like, video it, post it, tag us. Like they didn't care. And a lot of people in concert, they're like, you can't video in here because you bought a ticket and blah, blah, blah. Right. Straight No Chaser's like, have at it,
I have sent cease and desist, but not for this. And by the way, I know how much it costs. And the thing is the more this message gets out there and the more people are helped by things that actually work and people that actually stand behind what they teach. That's what the internet is lacking. So please hack and release it into
I totally
the world.
agree. And the bigger Pagewheel gets, the better we'll be.
Yeah. And then I think let's go ahead. I'm gonna save the other part. I'll do a little video and pop it into the group next Friday about what I was gonna show you for the rest of this time. So because I'm there next Friday, there is no feature Friday. I'm gonna be out of town. I'm gonna be on a boat. I may have a mimosa by now. So don't judge me. So I'll make a little
Fun.
video and I'll schedule it for Friday because I can do that now that I'm thinking about it. And so I'll go over the digital product side of some of the product stuff, which will be the product insert and also the product page, which goes that makes directly to a website. So those are things that you can watch for next week. And if you need help before next week, just message us in the live chat and we'll help you along. I would love to take this question from Kim. Is it Kim that you said about the disappearing videos? Yes. Kim, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
It's a huge thing on Facebook right now. You may not have seen it if you don't do live videos, but you probably watch live videos. And if you're a content creator that uses live videos, which a lot of crafters do, to connect with their audience, Facebook is changing the storage on Facebook Lives now, and they will no longer exist for more than 30 days. Right? So so and that's going to be retroactive too, and it's in groups, profiles, everywhere. Right?
I'm going to have about 3,000 hours of video deleted then on my
Me too. I'm going to have a ton deleted, but I had a great coach named Rachel. I still have her because she's that good, who has always said you can't trust a free platform with all your stuff. So I've always been downloading my videos elsewhere, right? And just hanging on to them. Figure maybe one day I'll put them on YouTube or whatever, but that's again another free platform. So you have to keep that in mind. So so I'm taking the opportunity to say, well, mine are on membership.io, which is a searchable platform that I pay for. And it's not cheap. So I'm not that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I already have them all. I've got 400 Facebook Lives over there, and every one's a video tutorial, right? So I was like, hey, if you still want to keep access to my Facebook Lives, just appear on my email list and I'll send you to that page I made.
Yeah.
So what could we do, maybe other people too, with Pagewheel? Maybe if there's anything, I know we can't save all the videos, but how can we see the opportunity?
So one of the greatest things about the internet, and this is also something that Russell Brunson taught, is that like early on in the internet, when I first started over 20 years ago, like you couldn't Google things. Like you would Google how to do X and
log pile,
zero results. Or they would send you in something that like literally was not the answer to your question because Google wasn't very savvy at that time. Yeah. But but there wasn't all these people writing about every bit of your entire existence and how to do every single thing in the world. Shocking. That's something that's happened in the last 15 years. So, but what then we went through kind of the golden period of Google when you search something and you'd get 32 responses, not 1.7 million, 3 billion. Like
not related.
If you went in and said how to cook chicken right now, you would get 3 billion responses. Yeah. Like there's literally 3 billion people have put how to cook chicken on the internet. So now the pendulum has swung from I don't know how to do it to what's the best resource. So when you say I have 400 live videos, that is overwhelming to you and to me and to anyone else in this that's overwhelming.
Not to my crafters.
For think about how Netflix, puts things out. Even though they have way more content than you ever see on that front page, they try to tailor it for, hey, it's Christmas, so you want to see these cute Christmas movies because you like romantic movies. Oh, I see that you're obsessed with Korean television. Now all I get is Korean results because I've watched literally half of the ones that are on Netflix.
Algorithms.
Yeah, but think about that. They have said, because you liked these 3 and hated these 4, here's some that we think you might like. So this is where I think you could use Pagewheel to collect these things. So like, let's say, for instance, you have, I'm just going to make crap up here. You have 13 holiday wreaths. So this is where, here are the videos for 13 different wreaths. Here's a basic supply list for each of those, or, so that you're narrowing down. Number one, you have a gift that your audience already wants to dive into those 400 videos. They just don't know which one to start with. So if you can start creating collections around, hey, this is, or another one is, okay, I have a Christmas, like I want to make something to decorate for Christmas. Here's 5 of my favorite projects. So narrowing down the field is going to be really, and which is going to help you organize these things in the end.
Oh, yeah.
And then I would encourage you to, like, you could have the searchable ones like in like more of an organized way. So this is something that Russell also teaches, is people will pay for organization. So, so like people will pay to be led down a path, or, hey, if you're just getting started, here's the 6 videos I would start with, or hey, if you are an experienced crafter, these are the ones I recommend to start with. Oh, and then once they get through give them different rabbit trails to follow once they get through those getting started pieces. You could potentially put all of those things up on YouTube as well. And I know that sounds crazy, but it's because it gives, like, people are not losing out by paying you for direction, whereas you could release a lot of those things, or maybe a portion of them, onto YouTube. But then you see they have to then search all of YouTube to find those. So
I think that's a good idea, because I was thinking, and I know crafters will watch 400 videos. There's no question. And it is a searchable website. Like, they can just type in their product, their thing, like crayons or paper, and it'll pull up all the videos that have those keywords in it. So it's one of the reasons I love it so much.
A directory on your website with the links, the appropriate links, and then categories, and however you want to do that.
Yeah, I think though, I like Holly's idea. Maybe I will break it up into 10 different lead magnets, because then I can put a different lead magnet every single day on my page and go, hey, if you want bows, go here. If you want wreaths, go here. If you want, because I can break it up like that. If you want paintings, go here. And it'll give me more. I mean, I'm sending them all basically the same thing. I just have to make a playlist. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. And just remember, like, there are people who buy the book, buy the audio book, and then buy the digital book. Like I didn't believe it until you sell that product 3 times. People will buy the same product 3 times because it's solving different needs. So the person who's like, I only have an hour today and I really want to get started on something, they're gonna pay for that direction, versus, oh my God, I need to go to YouTube and find, like, which of these crazy, which of this 150,000 results are going to be the best one for me today.
Yeah. On the other end of it is all the crafting artists, creators that are losing their minds now because they got 5,000 videos they now have to download and put somewhere. And I know, we all know, everybody says, well, just throw them up on YouTube, except that you got to edit it and you got to change the titles and you got to add a description, and it's not as fast as the average person thinks it is. Like,
I will say that because I am the person who will throw it up there without all the things.
Oh yeah, but even if
it really appears like they've gotten their act together on YouTube on the transcript situation.
I'm just wondering, how can we use Pagewheel to benefit those people? I'm thinking like I'll just throw it out there and just kind of say it, and then you guys can help flesh it out. Is like, what if you say to them, look, we have this product that will help people get on your email list so you're never stuck with this position again. You know what I mean?
Yes.
How can we use Pagewheel for that? Because those people are scrambling right now.
Yeah. So I would absolutely say that this is one of the most important for those of you who are podcasters and video creators. That those of us who have websites were a little bit more on the forefront of getting people's emails, because we were reliant on traffic. So we were like, we don't get paid if we don't get people in there. So we need to make sure those same people come back over and over again. But podcasting and video making, a lot of times they have no way of opting in. So on a video, a QR code to like the instructions, especially if you're doing something tutorial or something with a supplies list, people are just generally going to want to have that in their, even if they just take a screenshot in their camera roll. So like any way that you can say, hey, people, like get an email list together.
Start. Do it now.
Because then because you're not on the algorithm to show those people to come back. I'm telling you, when I was selling LuLaRoe online, don't judge me. By the way,
I don't even know what that
millions of
is,
dollars worth of LuLaRoe.
Like I said, I don't even know what it is, so I can't judge you.
Yeah, selling when we started, like Facebook was showing we would get 1,000 people on a live video, and we were just over and over again, like people. But by the end, a year and a half later, we had a text list that when we texted out the link, 90% of the people showed up. That, I mean, like 90% of the people that showed up for that video was not from Facebook, was from our text list. And that's when you control your own own destiny. Guess what? We left Facebook because we don't need Facebook anymore, because we can send them anywhere at that point. So these platforms are only good to you when you can use them for audiences. When they take that away, then you have to have a plan B, and an email list, a text list, or whatever works best for your business is what you can do. Because then if Facebook takes away your reach tomorrow and you have a list, you can send them to YouTube, you can send them to a website, you can send them to a Zoom call. So
I don't know if you guys know, but they monetize Facebook videos, right? So video creation is a big thing because of that, because they pay for Facebook video ads on Facebook videos. They demonetized my page. I got caught in a bot thing about a year and a half ago, and they demonetized my page completely, and it's never come back. And Facebook is about as useful as, what do they say, on things on a bowl. They have the worst customer support ever. If you want worst example, Facebook is it.
Facebook.
So but I won't let that page go because my audience is there. Right. And I was like, you know what? Just because I'm not making pajama money from Facebook anymore, which was nice. It was good money. That doesn't mean I'm not making money from Facebook anymore. It just means I'm not making money from ads on Facebook anymore. But there's so many other ways. When you drive your own traffic, you can send them to your thing. So you're right.
Well, and it could always, just as fast as it went, it could always change and come back, because Facebook is starting a new monetization policy in the next 30 days. They just announced it yesterday that they're starting a new monetization policy, and everybody's like, what? And of course, they won't tell you anything. You never know.
I should share in the group I was actually on the Today Show, I don't know, maybe 7 years ago, when one sentence in a Facebook guideline cut my income by 60% overnight. Boom. Yeah, 60%. And it was good income. We're not talking a few $1,000s. We're talking tens of thousands of dollars. And it was like something that they just snuck in overnight. And then but that was when all the clickbait sites went down. Within 3 weeks, the internet crashed because all of the monetization that they were relying on. Luckily, I was doing other things at the time, but all the stuff that we were making money on just went away. And that's what I'm saying. Last blogger standing. Just keep going.
This guy's not falling when you have an email list. I mean, it was a kick. It was a hard kick. And I said to my husband, like, I'll get up and we'll keep going. And I haven't yet fully recovered from it monetarily, but I'm not giving up. I'm like, you know what, Facebook, I'm making more money off you now than ever. You may not pay me, but I'm going to make money because you're here.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions before we take on the day, Sandy?
I know I asked it in the chat, but I upload videos. I always pre-record. Are they talking those kind of videos too? I mean, it's not going to affect me because mine aren't like that, but I'm asking because somebody else asked me when I told them.
Unless
so
it's
far.
streamed live. If it's
It's not.
pre-recorded
I just video on my phone and then upload it.
Yeah, they're talking about
I would-
live streams because it's so easy to live stream, and generally they look at those as news. Like they don't think they're worthwhile after the fact because usually it's like something topical. So
And stuff like
they're just
StreamYard and
cutting
all those.
costs too. Like
Yeah.
I know, but all of mine before I was using Facebook as business, starting in 2018 when Chuck started at Delta and took a 60% pay cut that lasted 13 months, I was keeping a friend's twins every Wednesday for like 5 years. And I went live every Wednesday and we had twin day. And like people started watching these twins grow up and now they're in second grade. And now, I mean, it was crazy. And all those videos are going to get gone if I don't figure out a way to get them all.
You can download them.
You can download
You
them.
can, but the only way to enter the bulk download flow is to click notification. And I don't have the notification yet.
It hasn't come out.
No other
It's
way
gonna
to
roll.
enter the bulk flow.
It's gonna be rolled out. I haven't gotten any notifications about this at all. I just happened to see it on.
Okay, I saw it in Makers yesterday.
And I went and looked and saw, okay, and see, because of my videos are saved, I was like, oh, well, if they pull my live videos, cool. And then I did live yesterday and it only gives me it says it'll be deleted in 30 days now. There used to be, like last week, there was an option, you could save it, right?
Yeah.
Anything going forward is 30 days, but past videos, you're gonna get a notification. I've seen somebody else get it. So
okay, so if I don't have the notification yet, then I can still. And then they also said there's a way to delay it for 6 months.
Yeah, probably in the same place, right?
Okay, all right.
Hey,
Well, I'll just
Holly.
wait for the notification.
Yeah.
There's 2 questions in the thing that we've missed. There's one from Nikki Ellison and one from KJ. One of them
KJ,
is
why don't you
about-
go first and then we'll take Nikki's.
Yeah. This may be something I should just email support on, but on the sales page, every single sales page I do, 100% of them say something about getting your shits together. Is there any way to get that off there? It's on every single one.
Yes.
It doesn't work for me either. I was like, oh my gosh, one of my disciples said, "Do you really want that?" And I was like, no.
No, it's not something. And when I'm making sales pages for my clients to use, I don't really want it there for them either. So I have to go change it every time.
Yeah, no. When that stuff like that happens, let us know because we need to because we put in all these safeguards and then, AI goes around it. So
it's SHITZ every time. Get your shits
that
together.
Does not sound like Rachel or I, so no.
Or KJ and Cynthia. I was like, my eyes popped out of my head when my girlfriend sent me a text.
Y'all, I have not seen this. Okay. KJ, you have to send that to me. I want to see it.
It's probably on all of your sales pages.
I'm scared to go try now.
There's another one too.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I figured it out. I don't know what I did, but I logged out, went back in, and it's fine now.
All right, good.
I don't know what I did.
I'll be on live chat today if you need anything. Okay.
There's another phrase that appears over and over. Something like "you're not lazy" or "crazy," something like that. That's very, like, every time I have to fix that too. So I'll snag a screenshot for you.
Okay, that sounds good. Yeah. Send those to me in the live chat when it comes across. Sometimes we can fix them, sometimes we can't. It's like whack-a-mole. So, and AI says it learns, but it literally it learns to get around you sometimes.
Hey Holly.
Yeah.
Hey, Holly, did you get the date invalid thing fixed?
They are working on that. They've been working on that overnight and this morning, and I found several people that are having that issue. Let me check the customer care real quick and see if they've fixed it. They are still working on it, Lana. But they're actively working.
Is it somebody that didn't complete? Is it because they didn't complete the purchase?
No. It's really weird because on Lana's that she sent me yesterday, it was my opt-ins of hers on testing weeks ago. So I know that it was entered correctly because I actually did it myself. So there in your list, today on, and I can't reproduce it in my account, so it's not everybody, but you may see under the date invalid date, the team is working on that right now. Two or three of you have sent me screenshots of that. So that's a known issue right now that they're stomping on. Here again, whack-a-mole. So hopefully they'll have that fixed in the next little bit.
Because the girl that's listed on my list, Linda Mabavi or whatever her name is, that's not even her email.
Really?
No, the email is support@web24.com and her email is a Gmail address. The screenshot that I sent you, that's not even her email.
Okay. I do wonder if it's on paid products now that I'm looking at it.
Because she did not buy that. She's not a VIP member of mine, and she did not purchase that.
Oh, she did not purchase that. Oh, okay, that's good.
No.
Okay.
No. And the product name is not updating if we used it as a copy. So you see it says copy monthly content made basic plan, because I copied that and then made it my VIP plan because it was just like, and I just changed the names and the pricing. So when the product name is changed, it's not updating.
Okay. I think that might give them enough information to get this fixed. That makes sense. I couldn't figure out a common thread on those. This is my life these days, is trying to find a common thread on a bug. And so that makes way more sense if it's paid products and they didn't actually get the product.
Yeah, she did not buy it, and that's not her email address.
Okay. I appreciate it.
I still think that remember when we had an issue with when we use a product that has been shared with us by someone else, it still doesn't update the base name.
The base name. And that's on the metadata page. Is that correct?
Probably. Okay. I don't know what that means, but yeah.
It's on the little page that comes out with like the Facebook picture.
Yes.
Okay. And that's the only place you're seeing it right now, correct?
Well, actually, now that I'm looking at my list, somebody must have filled out the information on because I have that main page that's called monthly content made. It's the page where they choose basic or VIP. Yeah. That page is still called show up and share because I used Cynthia's. But I'm going to go back in today and make a tweak or two and then resave it and see if it will replace that name.
If you could just give me an update on where you're still seeing the old things. Because I know they've been whacking that mole too, but I don't think we've gotten all of the hits.
Okay, I'll do a loom when I'm doing it just so that we can see if I'm doing something wrong.
All right. Sounds amazing. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I will miss you so much. I will drink a mimosa for you on my cruise, and then I'll be back and I'll be rested, and then we'll take more things. And be kind to Rachel. Next week, she is covering Intercom, the live chat for me. So be kind to her, or not, maybe not. All right. Have an amazing weekend, everyone.
Have fun. Enjoy.
Thanks.